Have you ever been in a situation where no matter where you try and place your camera, when you're working in such a tight space so that you can get the shot that you want, that no matter what you do, there's always something in the way, whether it be a wall like this or it could be a part of the environment? Well, in this video, we're going to take a look at the best option that you've got so that this isn't an issue ever again in the future. Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Rocco. I hope you're doing well. Over here we do Daz 3D tutorial videos so that you can get the most out of your own renders. So what we have on screen at the moment then is our character. She's all there ready for a bit of action. And if we just zoom out a little bit away from where she is, you can see that we've got her located in this little shack out in some wasteland little outpost somewhere, which is great. And I think you'll be able to get a good shot in here. But if I was to zoom all the way in and spin my camera around, as you can see, this wall is becoming a little bit of an issue. If I was to just turn off the environment for a moment and just kind of roughly position where I want my camera to be, I roughly want to be there. And I think that would be a good shot, that. But like I say, when we turn the environment back on, there's a great big wall in the place, which isn't really good. It won't really make for a good image. So what I want to do is I want to find a way to be able to see through that wall so that we can take the shot that we want. And the way that we're going to do that is by using something called a section plane node, which is a little known feature in Daz, and hopefully after this you'll be able to use it wherever and take shots from wherever when you're in any sort of tight space. And so what we've done here, I've positioned the camera to roughly where I want it to be, and we can see our model in the shack over there. Now, as we say, this wall's in the way, so we're going to actually start to look through the wall. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to select our camera as such, and then we're going to come up to the Create menu and come all the way down to this node here, the new Iray Section Plane node. And we're going to give it a click. And this little dialog box will open up, similar thing to what you see with cameras and spotlights when we put them into the scene. And what we're going to do, because we've got camera selected, we've got the option to select copy selected item, which is the camera. And this is going to place this section node where our camera is. And this is quite important. So what we'll do now is we'll hit accept, and you'll just see this faint little red, it's like a plane, a primitive plane that's been put down, but it's a bit see-through and it's a bit red when it comes on. And if we just spin around, you can see that it's actually a square when we see it. And what we're going to do with this section plane is we're going to rotate it and then position it somewhere between our camera and our model inside the shack. So what we want to do then, we just want to rotate it. Now, generally, you probably need a positive rotation. It does work both ways, so if you did it the wrong way, you won't be able to see anything, which I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute. We're just going to rotate it around to about 90 degrees, as you can see there. And then when we come back out and we come across to the plane itself, we're just going to move it slightly forward to about there. Now, we're not going to see anything when we're only in texture mode. It's only when we come across to Iray, and now we start to move our plane, you will see parts of the environment seem to get sliced away. And what's happening is that we're creating a cut through in the environment. This section plane is basically just doing a cross section of all the environment that we've got so that we can now see through the wall. So if we were to come up and have a look through our camera, we can now see our model. Isn't that good? And if we turn the section plane node off, it positions the wall back in front of her. But if we turn it back on, the section node is doing its job. It's putting a cross section through our environment so that we can see beyond the wall that's there in front of us. Now, I did mention about if it was the other way around and if it was important. If we were just to take that to a minus and rotate it around to a minus so the section plane is effectively facing the other way, you can see now that the cut, if we spin our camera around, is actually now working the other way. So we're actually hiding because it's cutting everything beyond that. If we were to turn the camera around, we would see the environment around there, but when we come there, we see nothing. Yeah, do you see that? So again, we just take that minus off to spin it back round, and now we will see that way. But when we come this way, we won't see anything the other side of where this, imagine it's infinite as well, by the way, it is infinite. So you won't see anything looking through this way from the plane. You will only see things that way from the plane. So again, if we just take the plane itself, cut it through to create a cross section through our environment, clear all the wall away, and we can now see our model through the wall. But that's not the only thing to do. There's one extra thing that we have to do. We might have created the section plane there and cut through our environment, but all the light is also doing the same thing. So she's not lit up correctly as she would be if she was in the shack, because all the light is passing through the section plane as well. So she's being lit up by the sunlight outside, when really she shouldn't be. She should be in a little bit of shade. And so what we need to do with the section plane selected, we need to come down to the parameters tab and then come down to this section plane, give it a click, and you'll see this option that says clip lights. When it's off, that's allowing all the light through as well. When we turn it off, it will recreate the lighting conditions inside the shack that she's in as if the wall was still there. So we give that a OK. And you can see now that the light is acting correctly. The wall that is outside is now doing its job and blocking the light, but it's allowing us to see through the wall, to see into the shack, and take an image in a little tight space like what we've done. Thanks for watching. That's it. Iray Section Plane nodes, really super little helpful in these tight spaces when you're doing things. I hope you've got something out of this video. If so, give us a like, as that tells the algorithm that I'm a better YouTuber than what I actually am. Also, if you haven't already subscribed, please do, and hit the little notification bell down below. And as usual, if you've got any questions about anything, whether it's about this video or about Daz in general, drop them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Thanks for watching. Bye bye now.